We are back. Trump has announced some new executive orders. One, build the Iron Dome. That's the missile defense thing. It can shoot shit out of the sky. Two, remove transgender ideology from military. I've seen some stuff on this. I'm curious to hear him talk about it in detail. Three, ban critical race theory training. Interesting. I'd like to see what his plan is behind that. And four, reinstate vaccine mandate discharges. I heard something about back pay for military veterans or military personnel that were basically discharged from the military and having their positions reinstated, which is, great to see. Let's hear a little bit about what the Trumpster has to say about all this.
And in a little while, I'll be signing 4 new executive orders. First is that I'm directing our new Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, who's going to be great, by the way.
Pete was
confirmed. Thank you for the support. To immediately begin the construction of a state-of-the-art Iron Dome missile defense shield, which will be able to
probably good to
protect
have.
Americans. We protect other countries, but we don't protect ourselves. And you see that with Israel. We're at 319 rockets. They knocked down just about every one of them.
For the record, that's incredible. And I know we send a shit ton of money to Israel. So I don't know if that funding went towards building those Iron Domes or if they had them prior to our funding. But he makes a good point here. We spend all this money on other countries protecting them. We should probably do something to protect ourselves. I'm kind of surprised that we don't have one. I'm sure the White House or something over DC probably has something similar to intercept ICBMs. But I want to know more about this plan because these things are, important.
Everything will be made right here in the USA, 100%.
Great. Love your made in USA.
Next, to ensure that we have the most lethal fighting force in the world, we will get transgender ideology the hell out of our military. It's going to be gone. In addition, we will stop our service members from being indoctrinated with radical left ideologies such as critical race theory. We're going to stop it. It's already been stopped. It's already been halted, totally halted.
Are they teaching critical race theory in the military? I thought that was more of a school issue.
And finally, we will offer full reinstatement to any service member who was expelled from the armed forces due to the COVID vaccine mandate.
That's a
and
big
we
one.
will restore them to their former rank with full pay.
That last one is great. Totally agree. I was just doing a Google search here for CRT in the military. The General Mark Milley, America's top military officer, defending the teachings of critical race theory to Army cadets at West Point. Okay, well, schooling. Milley's remarks come to the heels of Admiral Michael Gilday placing Ibram X. Kendi's 2019 book, How to Be an Anti-Racist, on the Navy's reading list. Okay, shit, so he's not lying. This is an issue in the military. I didn't realize that CRT was everywhere. I thought it was something that they put inside of elementary school curriculum or something to kids, and this is what we wanted to combat. Military, man, yeah, we got issues everywhere. Okay, well, you do it, T-Man, you do it. Do we have new Gulf of America news? Google Maps has announced it will update its platform to reflect changes introduced by President Trump, renaming the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America and displaying Mount McKinley instead of Denali. Has this happened yet? Gulf of Mexico, come on, Google. Let's get this fixed. Let's get this resolved. Not yet, but soon. Yes, there's a lot of stuff in the news right now about Selena Gomez. She made a whole video basically crying and throwing a hissy fit over the deportations happening, the people being shipped to Colombia. She had since taken the video down because I guess a lot of her fans were in favor of these deportations and were giving her a hard time. That's what I read at the very least. I don't know if that's actually true. So I guess Charlie Kirk here is pointing out that this is not a one-off thing for Selena. She's well integrated into the woke society, and I think we all know that. Don't get me wrong, I got nothing against Selena Gomez. I thought she was great in Wizards of Waverly Place back in the day, but outside of that, I can't really say that I follow her work all that much. Make America Great Again is the best slogan for this political movement, but I really don't care. Margaret is a close second. That was a great clip. Let me pull that up because it's too good to ignore. I watched it a little bit earlier. He was recently on Face the Nation with this same person who was a moderator, and she was just very clearly biased, very clearly making a point to kind of corner him and make him look bad, and he just killed it. This is one of the moments that's been blowing up for a minute.
Well, Margaret, I don't agree that all these immigrants or all these refugees have been properly vetted. In fact, we know that there are cases of people who allegedly were properly vetted and then were literally planning terrorist attacks on our country. That happened during the campaign, if you may remember. So clearly not all of these foreign nationals
but there are
have been properly
30,000
vetted.
people in the pipeline. Afghan refugees.
But my primary
Do you stand by
concern
it?
as the vice president, Margaret, is to look after the American people. And now that
So
we
no.
know that we have
Exactly. And I think this is what people know, but they don't say. Prioritizing taking care of Americans is not in and of itself an outward stance against immigration. It's just saying, no, we're the American government. Our priority is to take care of Americans. And I think when he says shit like that, people realize this guy is actually somebody we want in charge. I thought Vance was kind of like crazy. I thought that he was weird. I didn't really know anything about him when he was chosen. I was kind of upset when he was chosen as his running mate. But again, it's that vice presidential debate when he absolutely just killed with these just solid answers that I realized this guy's actually pretty smart.
have vetting problems with a lot of these refugee programs. We absolutely cannot unleash thousands of unvetted people into our country.
These people
it's
are
not
vetted.
good.
These people are vetted.
Just like the guy who planned a terrorist attack in Oklahoma a few months ago, he was allegedly properly vetted, and many people in the media and the Democratic Party said that he was properly vetted. Clearly, he wasn't.
Yeah, that's the point.
I don't
That's the
want
point.
my children to share a neighborhood with people who are not properly vetted, and because I don't want it for my kids, I'm not going to force any other American citizens' kids to do that either.
No, and that was a very particular case. It wasn't clear if he was radicalized when he got here or while he was living here.
I don't really
But
care, Margaret. I don't want that person in my country, and I think most Americans agree with me.
And he would be right. That sounds harsh when it's said like that because we've lived in a world for the last 4 years where it is harsh to say stuff like that. You know, you want to be compassionate and you want to appeal to emotion, but this is, I think, what Americans are waking up to. It's this idea that we don't really care. We don't care what the situation is. We don't care about the nitty gritty. It's just, we see, you know, people are dying, X, Y, and Z, all bad types of stuff is happening to them, right? And if we think the cause of the issue is this, we want to eliminate the problem. And JD Vance is like, I don't care when he was radicalized. He was radicalized. I don't want him here. I think he makes a point that a lot of Americans agree with. So that's that's top of the virality meter today. This dude is ridiculous. I don't know if these are real. It's like a sign company. They make signs. These are the actual ads that their official business account posts.
I'm Oliver. I'm Brian. I'm Dylan. And together we are gay as fuck. You guys are gay as fuck. Anyways, we've been making signage for more than 40
Again, don't know. What?
support LGBT. Let's grow business together.
Now, I'm of the persuasion that we should just go off the popular vote. And obviously, Trump won it in 2024, so he still would have won that election. The Electoral College, I don't think serves really much of a purpose anymore. I think it had a purpose back in the day. Didn't have something to do with the fact that, like, most Americans were, like, uneducated. Yeah, this is what I was thinking. Distrust of direct democracy. Some founding fathers were wary of pure direct democracy, fearing that the general population might not have enough information or education to make informed decisions about candidates. They believed in an intermediary body of electors that could make a more informed choice, which at first thought sounds like a harmless way to do it if it's operated in the right way. We elect representatives and we want those representatives to vote on our behalf. But with the Electoral College, it's like, okay, so if we have that same kind of process, but for electing the president, no matter what, those electorates should vote for whatever the people voted for, no matter what. Right? But if we elect somebody that they don't agree with, I feel like it opens up the door to subvert the actual vote and vote somebody else in, which is a scary thought. And I think that it's not the right way to go. I don't know that much about RFK. I've seen a lot of his speeches and some of the talks he did at rallies, and I agree with a lot of what he says. I know that his most controversial takes are on the vaccines and stuff like that.
There's no vaccine that is, safe and effective. Do you still believe that?
I never said that.
So stop me. We have the clip. Please play the clip.
I think some of the live virus vaccines are probably averting more problems than they're causing.
Okay.
There's no vaccine that is, safe and effective.
That is slightly exploitative, the way that this is phrased, because he did say that, but with the context of what he said before is, he goes, yeah, I think that there are some vaccines that they help more than they hurt, but ultimately nothing is entirely safe. Nothing is entirely effective.
I had 3 vaccines, Casey, when I was a kid, and I was fully compliant. My kids got 72. The current recommendations are, I think, around 77.
It's a lot.
And
I have a vaccine record for my child, and there are not 77
there are
shots on there.
77 doses. There are 70.
Let's fact check. Childhood vaccine schedule includes 15 or more immunizations, and some vaccines require multiple doses. That sounds probably a little bit more accurate. Let's see how he digs himself out of this hole.
2 doses of 16 vaccines.
Oh, okay. So he hits it right there. 72 doses of 16 vaccines. Here you go. Has the vaccine schedule gone from 6 shots and 16 doses to 36 shots and 72 doses in 30 years? Yes. Okay, but good. He's not completely talking out of his ass. So he's right from what I can tell. Had to do a little bit of digging, but it does seem accurate. This is that Selena Gomez clip. We can watch it.
Say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children. They don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
Oh boy. She says, all my people are getting attacked. Selena Gomez is American. I understand that she's of, I think, Mexican heritage. Her father is of Mexican descent, which would make her part Mexican. Okay, anybody who gets this worked up about something that has nothing to do with them is crazy. I think that you can objectively be like, okay, I disagree with these deportations, but if you're sitting at home crying your eyes out that they're trying to find illegal migrants, but they're starting with those who have committed violent crime. If you're getting so worked up that they're deporting criminals that you're crying on the internet and making a video about how you can't do anything, there's something wrong. There are much bigger fish to fry in the upsetment department. Andrew Tate, I think, puts it rather harshly. Fetterman on The View. Rather than read it, let's just listen.
Honestly, I haven't been surprised by anything now. I mean, he's been doing essentially what he actually campaigned on that.
It's true.
He announced he is going to pardon the J6 individuals. He is going to absolutely go after the border. So there's a lot of things that he's already ran on. I mean, criticized a lot of it, and I don't agree with everything either, but it's undeniable he actually ran on that and been really upfront. He's saying, I am your reputation, and he's, kind of making those moves. So that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, he's 1,000% correct here. I mean, people voted him in. He campaigned on all these promises. Now he's doing them. Everybody's upset about it, and there's people posting like, oh, wait for 4 years when you realize the disaster that you voted into office. And it's like, we voted for this shit. At least, that's the idea. And so he's making a very good point here. And people don't like it, but like, they're getting what they want. This is such a good clip.
Well, this is a country founded by immigrants.
Well, this is a country founded by...
This is a unique country.
This is a very unique country, and it was founded by some immigrants and some settlers. But just because we were founded by immigrants doesn't mean that 240 years later that we have to have the dumbest immigration policy in the world.
Well, this is
It's so true. It's so based. I think the reason why some conservatives are warming up to Fetterman just a hair is because he like tells it as it is relatively. Like, he's not the type to just be like, he's not the type to just reiterate talking points of the Democratic Party. He'll be like, yeah, this is what I see. And here it is. Trump is doing what he said he was going to do. You got to give it to him. And I'm like, that's kind of how I see shit. Maybe Fetterman and I would be friends. I don't know. I can do it. I can read. Just then, President Trump appeared to call for the end of federal income tax. Says it's time America returns to the system that made us richer. Let's take a look.
He's going to be very rich again, and it's going to happen very quickly. It's time for the United States to return to the system that made us richer and more powerful than ever before. Do you know the United States in 1870 to 1913, all tariffs, and that was the richest period in the history of the United States, relatively speaking.
Pause. Let's pull that stat back up. To help pay for its war effort in the American Civil War, Congress imposed its first personal tax income in 1861. So we did have no income tax, which, can you imagine being the politician to be like, this is what we're doing now. You know all the money you make? We're just going to take some of it. Dude, if we could get rid of income tax, dictator Trump for life. You know what I'm saying? Just have whatever you want. No taxes, I'll take it. Wait, what? Breaking pop star and MAGA supporter Lana Del Rey, Call Me Maybe Girl, commented on Selena Gomez's viral video, you should pack up your bags and go back to Mexico. Take your old boy. No shot this is real. Also, I don't think she's from Mexico. I'm pretty sure she's born in the US. Yeah, she was born in Texas. What do you mean go back to Mexico? Bro, the internet does not hold back. Come on, guys. Come on. I think that we're gonna call that a stream. I think that was a pretty good little piece that I threw right in the middle there. It's normally we're doing, just for reminder's sake, we're doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 5 to 7, and then a bit of a longer stream on Saturday from 2 to 5 p.m. That's Central Standard Time. So, you do the math and figure out when that is for you. Other than that, of course, as always, the compiled down version, they're all going to be posted on my YouTube channel. You can get that link wherever you're watching this right now. It's there. Same thing on Shorts, man. If you got a dopamine addiction like me and you can't handle a 3-hour stream or a 2-hour stream or an hour and a half long stream or even a 20-minute YouTube video, I got 10 to 20 second clips on YouTube Shorts and on Instagram Reels. So we got something for everybody. I had a good time just looking through the news and seeing what was going on. Got a lot more to cover this week, so stay tuned and we'll see you then. Until then, guys, ciao.